Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you on for another video. In today's video, as I'm sure you can tell from the title, we're going to be talking about strumming patterns, how to do cool, funky strumming patterns like that I was just playing in my intro. Before we get to that, if you don't know me, my name is Gabriel. I run this YouTube channel. I'm a professional musician in the Los Angeles area, and I'm also a music teacher. I know how to play guitar, bass, drums. I also do music editing and video editing. So if you need any of those services, the best place to contact me is Gabriel Pi Feldman on Instagram. My middle name is spelled P-I, not P-I-E. So without any further ado, let's dive right in. So on screen, you're going to see these four patterns. Two of them are going to be, say, no pick patterns, and two of them are going to say with pick patterns. So I'm using a Jim Dunlop Jazz 3, but for these first two, I'm going to set it aside. So if you look at the very first pattern, if you've never seen standard music notation like this, then this is the basic way that we count. So what we've done here is we've taken the four beats that are in a measure, and we've divided each of those four beats into four separate pulses, like into basically four beats, and we call those 16th notes. So we've taken the four, which were called quarter notes, and we've split those into four. So now 4 split 4 times is now 1/16. So we have 16 individual points throughout the 4-beat measure that we could pick to land on, to put a rhythm on. And that's kind of how I'm going to go with this. So if you look at example number 1 there, right at the top under no pick patterns, you're going to see that we have circles on where I'm supposed to play, and then the lines that are underneath of it indicate where I'm going to slap, which is a very important part of this kind of R&B technique. So if you look, we've got 1 E and a, slap on 2, the and after 2, and then a slap on 4. So I'm going to quickly show you how that's played, and then we'll go back and look at it again. So we've got So if you hear it again a little bit slower, you're going to hear 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. You see I'm strumming on 1, then the after 1. I'm not really strumming, it's more plucking. I'm doing this motion with my fingers. And then I'm slapping on beat 2, and I'm slapping on beat 4. And then to slap, I just keep my hands in the exact same position they would be to do the plucking, and instead of plucking, I bring them the other way, and I slap basically the tips of these knuckles onto the guitar. And you want to do it right above the sound hole if you're on an acoustic guitar, or the pickup if you're on an electric like me, right on top of that pickup. So again, with example 1, we've got 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So now we're going to move on to our second pattern under the no pick patterns. So if you look down here, we've got a slightly different thing going. You'll notice we still have the slaps on 2 and 4. All right, so 2 and 4 for this exercise will always be slapped, no matter what. But now we got 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a. So it's a little bit of a different pattern. All right, let me play it to you without saying anything. So it's 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, right? So that slap is on 4. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and. It's not too difficult, and I definitely think that it's a little bit more challenging compared to the first pattern, but I think that you can definitely find that out. All right, so without any further ado, let's move on to the pick. I love using pick. To me, I feel more comfortable. There was a time when I was all about finger playing, but that time has definitely shifted. It's not now. I've shifted into more of a pick style playing. So the really cool thing about playing with pick is it makes it so easy. So if you look at our first pattern under the with pick patterns, the first pattern there, you'll see that the beginning of it is very similar to the first pattern of the no pick pattern, but we're going to be using the pick now. So what's so cool about this is basically the way I suggest to do this is get your hand going on just going 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E. And to practice this before you even get to these patterns, what I would suggest doing, holding no chord, putting your metronome on and just going like this. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and all right. Once you've got that, then what we're going to do is we're going to just hit the ones, the 1, 2, 3, and 4 while still moving our wrist as if we are going to. So it'd be like this. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and then I would suggest maybe trying to hit like one of the E's or the U's, like 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E. You'll notice that the E's and the U's are both upstrokes, and the 1 and the and are both downstrokes. We got 1 E and down, up, down, up. 1 E and So that's exactly what I'm going to continue doing with these pick patterns, but now I'm going to be picking out different places for it. So if it's going to be on the 1, you're going to pluck that with a downstroke. If it's going to be on an or an E, you're going to be playing that on an upstroke, and if it's on an and, also a downstroke. So the number and the ands, the plus sign, are both downstrokes, and the E's and the U's are both upstrokes. All right? So now let's look at our first pattern. So we've got 1 E and 2E and 3E and 4E and So do you see how that works? I'm just moving my wrist up and down for every single one. 1 E and 2 E and every single one. I'm going up and down no matter what, but by looking over here and seeing which ones I actually need to play is when I'm going to decide to actually touch the string or when I'm going to be off the string and just moving in the air above the strings. All right, so let me show you that again. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. You see that? See how that works? Let me play it a little bit faster. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. So you see how that becomes a really nice funky pattern. Let me play it a little bit more up to speed. And a nice thing to do if you are in kind of a funky situation is leave in all those, what you were doing in the very, very first exercise I told you to do before you even come to this. So I suggest trying to leave those in, actually. It'll sound pretty good. And then to pick if you're going to play, you just kind of squeeze or don't squeeze. You're going to leave your fingers to kind of get the dead strings, or you're going to play your chord and you'll get the chord. So watch that again. So that's a really cool way to do it, and then you can also, of course, have your fingers off the strings. So it's really nice to have your wrist going up and down like that in a consistent way, because that'll help keep you in time throughout the song too, so you won't speed up or slow down too badly. All right, so without any further ado, let's get to the very last pattern I have on here. And if you notice that this pattern is the pattern I was playing in the intro clip. So what I've done here is I've separated out the root and the rest of the chord. So we have those two different sections. So the arrows on here, the ones that are pointing down are for the root, meaning the lower part. And the ones that are pointing up are for the upper structure of the chord, is what I'm going to call it. So the upper structure. The actual higher notes of that chord, all right? So what we're going to have here is 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Do you see that? So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. All right, let me play it a little bit faster. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E. All right. And you speed that up and keep your wrist going no matter what, right? So we've got. You see, that gives it a really fun, funky feel. And it's so easy to do because all you're doing is keeping your wrist just going like this the whole time. If you can get used to kind of doing this, then all you're doing is picking which ones of those you want to accentuate. And that comes from both selecting whether or not you're going to have the chord or going to have the dead string sound, or if you're going to be on the strings or just hovering right in front of the strings, not playing down. So that's going to conclude our lesson for today. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to play the intro clip one more time, which has got the third example, and I will play versions of these examples throughout this video, as I'm sure you've seen, so you can kind of slow them down and look at them and really try to figure out what I'm doing and how you can apply it to your playing. And these are just jumping off points. I think the big overall concept I would want you to learn from this video is just to keep your hand moving. Just keep your hand going up and down, no matter what, playing those 16th note subdivisions, and then you can create your own pattern. I've thought of several more just while you're sitting here. You know, I could. And there's many more to come like that. And it sounds really cool. You switch chord, do the same thing. So it's really endless what you can do. And different songs would require different patterns. You know, you don't want to play the same pattern over and over again on every single song. That'll get really boring. So you want to be able to work out many different patterns. These are just 4 that I can think of quickly. And I hope that you can take these and expand on them and create your own patterns and do your own thing with it. So awesome. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If there's any comments or suggestions that you think you can make to make my videos better, please leave them below. I promise you I will read every single one. And with that being said, I hope you grab your guitar and learn this one. Bye-bye now.